Hi friends, how are you? It's the third day of Corona lockdown, and we are just continuing with our own things. I'm having this podcast about the book called Comedy Secrets, Comedy Writing Secrets, and chapter by chapter, I'm recording this podcast and sending or distributing to you guys. So today's our topic is the next giant step, which is the reverses. As we learned about the techniques of play of words in comedy, which usually every comedian uses in one or the other comedy skit which he produces. So the next chapter, that is seventh chapter, is next giant step, that is reverses. Okay, I will start with a comedy. My boyfriend and I broke up. Even though we are still deeply in love, he wanted to get married and I didn't want him to. Rita Rudner. The term reverse has many definitions in humor writing, but one of the best is a device that adds a contradictory tagline to the opening line of standard expression or cliché. So it's a contradictory tagline which produces a reverses. I couldn't wait for success, so I went ahead without it. This was written by Jonathan Winters. Other writers call it the old switcheroo, a technique that switches the characters and setting of standard humor bit to fit the existing situation. We were incompatible in lot of ways. Like for example, I was a night person and he didn't like me. Written by Wendy Lieben. The most common definition of reverse is an unexpected switch in audience point of view. Surprise comes from the basic change in the direction, a reversal of habitual thinking or activity to, to maintain the element of surprise. The writer must drop at least one prominent clue to mislead the audience, to push the audience in a false direction. See if you can spot the misdirection in the example below. A man and a woman are making passionate love in the bedroom. Suddenly, the apartment door opens and a man comes in and shouts, "Darling, I am home." He walks into the boredom, sees the naked couple, and says, "What is she doing here?" Did you spot it? The misdirection is the man shouting, "Darling." The audience thinks he is calling to the woman. The unexpected change point of view occurs in the last line. What is she doing here? In each of the following examples, the writer wants you to be thinking predictably. Despite the careful step by step analysis above, you may be so accustomed to logical thought process that many of these reverses will catch you by surprise. Boy, can I take your picture in the nude? Good, absolutely not. You have to wear your socks and tie. A junior executive walks into his boss' office. "I am afraid I will leave early today, sir. I've got terribly sore neck." The standard reverse then is a simple statement setting up point of view that is effectively cancelled out by the last few words. Pro writers sometimes spend hours polishing that important last line. In the examples below, the setup statements have been underlined. I sold my house this week. I got a good price for it, but it made my landlord mad as hell. Gary Shandling. Reverses and the art of surprise. why humor reverses continue to surprise us is a mystery. After all, the ending of is logical if not realistic. A magician is able to use physical misdirection to accomplish his sleight of hand, while the comic has only words and the hope that the audience goes off on wrong train of thought. Effective humor is carefully scripted to ensure the surprise ending remains hidden until the writer is ready to reveal. Each phrase, idea, or fact is carefully designed so that when the performer reverses the train of thought, the audience is totally surprised. If they can see the reverse coming, they are not surprised, just muck. In the following routine, comedian Eno Phillips plants clues to encourage the audience to think along the predictable lines. One day I was playing. I was about 7 years old and I saw a cellar door open just a crack. Now, my folks had always warned me, Emo, whatever you do, don't go near the cellar door. But I had to see what was on the other side if it killed me. So I went to the cellar door, pushed it open, and walked through. And I saw strange, wonderful things that I had never seen before, like trees, grass, flowers, the sun. That was nice. Now he built up the reverse, playing the audience assumption that he is outside the cellar. I was about 7. A child could be forbidden to enter the cellar. He might fall down the stairs and cellar might contain something dangerous. I saw the cellar door open just crack. The parents have warned Phillips away from the door so the audience thinks that there is something dangerous in the cellar. When door opens just a crack, tension is created in the audience. My folks had always warned me, whatever you do, don't go near the cellar door. The cellar is beginning to sound like some mysterious horror filled dungeon. I had to see what was on the other side if it killed me. The word killed further builds tension. I saw strange, wonderful things that I had never seen before. Now the audience is sure that mysterious cellar is filled with relics from the king's tomb. Like this is necessary long pause when in the apex tension is prepared for a surprise ending. Phillips revealing that he was in the cellar looking out gave a surprise to the audience, isn't it? So the showtime. A reverse should not be easy for audience to spot in advance. Write a reverse for each of the following setups and compare your best efforts with prose versions at the end of the chapter. The anecdotal reverse. An anecdotal reverse, like the Mo Phillips routine just discussed, is a short story with a sudden climax. The setup includes just enough information to encourage the audience to proceed automatically in a direction the performer reverses at the end. The trick to creating a good anecdotal reverse is to lay out the plot line of the story so realistically that reverse isn't expected even a little bit by audience. The reversal in this anecdote works so well because the events leading up to it are completely believable. They could happen to anyone. Films and sitcom can lay the groundwork for surprise endings with seemingly insignificant dialogue sprinkled throughout an entire scene. But jokes can take a half hour, so clues using the minimum number of words must be dropped seemingly seamlessly into anecdotes. Only after audience members have been fooled by a magician are they anxious to analyze what really happened. When your audience retrospectively analyze your anecdotes, make sure they can note the cleverness of your construction. Right, don't telegraph. Telegraphing inadvertently cluing the audience into the upcoming surprise is a sign of beginner. Telegraphing can take the form of too detailed introduction, making the setup so obvious that audience can anticipate the ending of the story. Here's an example. Jack Ellis, a former fundraising director, was being given a testimonial dinner. One speaker told the following story. There is an unwritten law in humor that only one reverse is permissible in any one anecdote. Two is pushing it, and the audience can usually predict a third reverse in advance. The following joke successfully withholds the single reverse until the end of the anecdote. A man finds a chimp in the middle of the street. A police car drives by and man asks cop, "Hey, what do you think I should do with him?" "Take him to the zoo," yells the cop. The next day, police notice the same man with same chimp. "I thought I told you to take it to the zoo," said the cop. "I did," said the man, "and we had so much fun. Today I'm taking him to Disneyland." A Texan visiting Vermont asked a farmer how much acreage he had. "Oh, I've got a big farm," said farmer. "More than 150 acres." The Texan swelled up and said, "You know, mister, I get into my car in the morning. I drive all the day. I still can't get the end of my property." The farmer said, "I know what you mean. I've got a car just like that." If they are too obvious in their layout, reverses can be telegraphed, even in the shortest anecdotes.